Grimwild calls itself a cinematic fantasy adventure. But you may be shocked to learn that you don't use hit points or damage die, not for the player characters, nor for the enemies. Even though you don't have HP, you can still be wounded. You can be marked, you can be bloodied, you can be rattled, you can be dropped, and you can die. A mark is a small harm that will hinder your next roll with a given characteristic. Bloodied and rattled are severe harms that are either physical or mental, and they will hinder all of your rolls until you can catch some rest. You get dropped if you get too bloodied or too rattled, and then you have to make a roll to see if you die. What's cool with this mechanic is that instead of tracking individual HP that lead to death, you instead have more and more risks that come with the marks, which makes the fight essentially increasingly suspenseful. Let me explain. The increase in risk is represented by 1 or 2 8-sided die called thorns. Rolling a 7 or an 8 on a thorn will make the result one step worse. In this game, whenever you make a roll, you throw 1 or more 6-sided die, and the biggest number is your result. This way, your rolls can fall into the following levels of success. You can have criticals with a double 6, you can have a perfect roll on a 6, you have messy on a 4 or 5, grim on a 1, 2, or 3, and if you go below grim, it's called a disaster. Criticals and perfects are always positive, messy is sort of positive, but grim and disaster, that's always either a failure, a drawback, or worse. For example, if you made a roll with a thorn, and your best result was a 5, normally this would be a messy, but if your thorn gets a 7 or an 8, now it becomes a grim. Likewise, if you rolled a grim by having, let's say, a 3 on your highest die, well, if you added a 7 on a d8, it would now be a disaster, which is like the worst possible thing you can imagine will now happen. The bottom line is that getting hit is not this abstract thing that accumulates and that suddenly will make your character drop dead. Instead, harm has an immediate impact on combat, and it will change the way your players see their chances in the fight. No matter the level, characters don't become overpowered. This means even a basic fight can be suspenseful, and players will think twice before endangering themselves. In conclusion, not using hit points actually makes Grimwild more cinematic. Here I've covered how it works for players, and in the next short I will tackle how it works for enemies. Don't forget to like and check out my channel if you'd like to see the rest of my Grimwild coverage. And this is why